Hey everybody, welcome to Mountain Made Creations. I am Jill and today we're going to be making some really cute fall earrings out of wood pieces. Scrapbook paper, napkins, and some alcohol ink. I hope you guys have had a good day. I'll be glad to see the sun come out. It's come out here a couple times, but mostly it's been raining and foggy and I'm just ready for the sun. So let's get started. The things that you're going to need depending on which one you want to make. Sorry, my camera's just not straight. Okay. I'm going to be using some wood blanks. You can get these at not Dollar Tree, Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Amazon. I got a lot of these from Amazon, but these I bought from Hobby Lobby yesterday. They were on sale. I'm not sure. I think 40% off, but I'm not real sure. I usually like to wait until things like that go on sale before I buy them because I just don't like to buy them at full price. I know that sounds crazy, but I just rather buy it when it's on sale. So, anywho. All right, so if you're catching this on Facebook, welcome. I hope that you will follow my page. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I hope you subscribe to my channel, like this video, and turn on your notifications so that you get notified every time I go live. So let me just show you a couple of things. First, we're going to do the alcohol ink. Then we're going to use Mod Podge and some napkins to make some really cute fall earrings. I have some really cute napkins with this pattern. Oh my gosh, is that cute or what? Also, I have some scrapbook paper that has some really cute fall designs on it. Love that buffalo plaid. And check out the pumpkins. So, and I also have, you can buy these little books. And I have put them down somewhere. Here we go. You can buy these little books at Joann Fabrics or Hobby Lobby. I usually wait, like I said, till they go on sale to get them. But these are just like little small pieces of scrapbook paper. And this has like leaves. It just has fun fall patterns in there that I think would be really cute for earrings. Check out the squirrels. Those are seriously so cute. And I'm not sure if the squirrel will fit on one of these, but if it will, we're definitely going to do a squirrel one. But I don't think it's going to be big enough. Let me just look and see. Oh, it is big enough. So we're going to be doing the squirrel one. I'm going to go ahead and pull that one out. These are so easy to make. But first of all, the ones we're going to be doing is alcohol ink. The alcohol ink is so cool because you don't have any idea what you're going to get until you get done. So this is some that I've made previously. And then this is not resined or anything. That's just the bare wood. But this is after I resined the other side. And doesn't that resin make it look so much better? I love the way the resin takes an earring with just that and turns it into that. It's so cool. I haven't finished the backs of these yet, but that's the back without resin, and this is the other side with resin. It just makes that alcohol ink pop, and I love how that looks. So I won't be doing the resin today, but I will be doing another live showing you how to do the resin because that is super cool. Okay, so first of all, I have a bunch of colors of alcohol ink. I bought they had like a kit of alcohol ink at Maker Studio. I don't have any kind of affiliate links with them, but I love their products. So all of these came from Maker Studio. I did purchase some alcohol ink blender solution that just helps the alcohol ink blend. I did get this at Hobby Lobby. So that's what we're going to do today on these blank wood pieces. These are so much fun to make. I'm going to try to do some fall colors and see what we can come up with. You really don't, I don't really have a, hey Marcy, thank you so much for following. I don't really have a pattern in mind because the alcohol ink kind of just does its thing when it hits the surface. So that's one thing I like about it. You never know what you're going to get. You can actually drop the alcohol ink on the actual piece and let it just kind of go. But today I'm going to be using a technique that I saw another crafter do using some felt. We're going to put the color on the felt and then we're going to dab it on the earring. So I have some parchment paper that I'm going to put down just to keep the area sort of clean. And then, just lay that to the side. So all I'm going to do with this is I'm going to cut a piece. What I did to make this little ink stamper, I didn't have one, so I had bought these little Jenga game sets at Dollar Tree just to get the wood pieces. So that's 2 little Jenga pieces glued together, and then they have like this real thin wood they sell at the Dollar Tree. I cut it and I glued this Jenga pieces onto that to make a stamper, and I put some Velcro right here, so the felt's going to stick on that. And so let me cut a piece of felt. And we're going to put that felt right on the stopper. I hope you guys are having a good Sunday. It's been quiet here. We have, if you've been following me for long, you know we started with some guinea keats. They're guinea fowl, they're birds. They're really good for pest control. That's why we got them. But I have now gotten attached to these birds. They're just so cute. So fun, and they're different, they're smart. It's fun to just sit and watch them. It's crazy. But we got 2, the guy we got them from, I had an adult male and adult female that I sent back because they were being mean to my babies. So he gave me 2 other ones today that are the same age as the babies that I have, but they're a breed called Pinto, and they're beautiful birds. So I did post a picture on my page. I'm not sure if I posted it on this page. I will post it so you can see them. They're so cute. I've got to come up with a name for them, but they're just cool birds. So Wayne's outside right now working on their house again because we have to keep them separated for about a week so that they don't fight or anything, and so they're not mean to the new ones. So he's out there building some more roosting poles into one side of it so we can move all of the I have 18 babies, I call teenagers because they're about half grown, and 1 adult hen, which is Gertrude, and we're going to put them on one side and the 2 we just got on the other side for the time being until they get kind of used to each other, and so we know that they're not going to fight or be mean to the 2 new ones. It's a process. I've learned so much about birds that I never knew, but it's been an interesting little journey with these birds. They're pretty cool. I'm happy with them. And if you don't know, I lost my dog Lucy last Thursday, and it was very, very tough. It was a tough decision to make. It was just bad all the way around. She's in a better place now, and actually the birds kind of, I don't know, the day that I lost Lucy, I went out, was upset, so I went out to see the birds, and I have one certain bird that always gets on my shoulder when I have boiled egg, because that's their treat. They like to eat eggs, and that I didn't have the egg. I just went out there to see him, and she jumped right up on my shoulder. It was almost like she knew I was upset. It was really sweet, but I'm not going to talk too much about it because I will cry. But that's what's been going on in our world. So, and right now I'm just going through trying to pick out some colors that are like fall colors. So right now I have yellow, I have some brown, orange, golden, and some red. I'm not sure about the red. I need a green. That's lemon green. That's coffee. That sounds interesting. Trying to find just a regular green. Let's see. Apple green. I think that will be all right. Or grass green. Let's go with that. I think the apple green is kind of like bright. Okay, so what I'm going to try to do, excuse me, is I'm going to put drops of the alcoholic on this felt pad, and then I'm going to stamp it on to the wood piece. Let me bring y'all down a little bit more so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm just going to start by doing that, and then I'm going to go through and drop some of the blender around the colors. So I'm not going to put the colors right on top of each other. I'm going to go like around the felt. Sorry. I'm losing my train of thought. Okay. So I'm just going to put like a drop. Maybe I haven't even opened this one yet. Okay, that's going to squirt. Well, let me stick a pin down in there and get that opened up. I thought I had opened all these, but... And I bought the kit just so I could get a bunch of different colors because I was just kind of experimenting. And the alcohol ink will probably stain your scissors if you get it on there, so just make sure you wipe it off. All right, so I'm just going to drop a little bit of green all the way around on this felt pad. And then I'm going to drop other colors around also. It's really, really cool. And I'm going to put the lid back on it because I have actually got the lids mixed up, and it's a mess when you do that. Okay. Here we go. All right, so I'm just going to drop it around. That almost looks like Christmas. There's an idea. So I'm going to do the orange. This one has not been opened. Whoa, that just squirted all. That looks really gross. I just squirted that all over the place. I'm glad that was aiming in the trash can and not on my shirt. Oh. Let me wipe that off. That's probably going to come out really quick. Okay, here we go. So I'm just dropping it around where I haven't put any ink on those. And like I said, this will stain your hands. Let's do some yellow. This is going to be kind of like, that almost looks like Christmas. All right, let's drop some yellow around. Then I'll drop some brown, hopefully get it to looking more fall and not like Christmas. And then I'm going to go through and drop some of that blender fluid. I'm going to use some golden. That almost looks clear. Okay. So this is what we have so far. And when I do the backs of the earrings, I like to finish the back of the earring. I don't like to leave it just plain. And so I have to remember what colors I use so I can go back and do the back of them similar. Okay, so what we have here is all the colors on there, and then I'm going to just stamp it on this piece, and we're going to see what we get. And if I need to stamp it again, I can. And I'm going to do this one. Okay, let me show you what we have. That's what we have so far, but I'm going to stamp it again because I want the colors to be a little bit more, I don't really want to see a whole lot of the wood. So I'm just going to stamp it again. And the colors, like I said, there's no plan to it. Like, you can't plan to get a certain design when you're doing this. It's just going to come out the way it comes out. So here is this one. And then here is this one. And I will let these dry before I do anything to the back of them. And then I will most likely resin these, or you could put some kind of a sealer over it. It doesn't have to be resin. I've tried so many different things. So you can just experiment with it. So now once this is done, the color's pretty much used up. So I'm just gonna pull this off and throw it in the trash can. And we're gonna cut another piece of felt, and we're gonna do some different colors for the next set of earrings. So it's really easy, really, really easy. Okay, so now that the Velcro, the felt sticks right on that Velcro. Okay, so now I'm just gonna do some golden and yellow and orange this time to get a more fall color. That's what I'm gonna try to get. So this is golden, and I'm just going around, dropping it around like that. And I'm trying to go in between the colors. So there's the gold, the yellow. Now we'll do the orange, and hopefully this will look more fall. That says orange on the label, but it looks red to me. But maybe it'll look orange when I put it on the earring. Okay, and now I'm gonna put some of this blender on there. I'm just gonna go around, put drops all around. And now I'm going to put it on this earring. So I'm just gonna push it down. And I'm gonna do this one as well. And so this is what we have. So I'm gonna go and do some more on it because I wanna get it all over. That does look red, that does not look orange, but it kinda does look fall though. And you can just keep patting it on there until you get as much color as you want. And I'm telling you, if you resin these, when you put the resin on there, it really brings those colors out. So this is what we have so far. So that does look like fall. And then I'm gonna pull this off. And then we'll do another one. And then we'll do some decoupage on the other ones. So now I have this shape, and I think that's the last one I'm gonna do on this, and then we'll do the other decoupage. So let's go with some red this time, maybe the red. Well, that really looks red. So I'll just put a few drops of red. And then we'll go with golden. Then we will go with some brown. No, better not since I used red. We'll do yellow, and then we'll do some more orange. That looks pretty fall. All right, so there's that. I'm just gonna put a little bit of the blend-in solution on there. Let me make sure I got my tops on good. This stuff spills, it's gonna be a mess. But this alcohol ink is really, really fun to work with. but it will stain your hands. So if you're gonna get it on you, make sure you have gloves on. But it's a lot of fun to see what you come up with. Okay, so now we're gonna push it on here and see what we get. Okay, so this is what we have on this one. So I'm just gonna keep going on it, tapping over it until we get it all covered. And I guess you could go sideways since I was just doing up and down. That's kind of pretty though. So there is what we have on this one and this one. Okay, so I'm gonna sit these back here, get them out of the way, let them dry. And now we'll start with some napkins, and then we will go with some scrapbook paper to make some really cute earrings. Okay, oh, I just put my hand right in there. I'm making a mess today. So, and I mean, the alcohol inks are not expensive, so it's just a fun way to get unique pieces, I think. I don't know, it's just something different that I like to do. I like to come up with different kind of earrings that a lot of people don't have any of, so. Okay, next I'm gonna use these to start with. I'll do a couple of those. All right, so I'm gonna do these on, put them on this parchment paper to dry once we get them going. So all you do is, I'm gonna do these napkins first because I've been dying to open these and try these on something. So I didn't paint the wood earrings or anything. So we're just gonna go from the bare piece to decoupaging this napkin on there. And when you do decoupage with napkins, you always want to pull off they may be 2 or 3 ply. This one says that it is 3 ply. So you only want to use the 1 ply. So someone pulled them apart using tape. Let's see if I can do it. Some of these are really hard to get pulled apart, but it's really important that you pull them apart or your project may not come out the way you want it. So I've got 1 ply, and now I've got to get the other ply loose. And sometimes this can be tricky, but I saw someone use tape and it worked really good for her. Yes, so the tape just pulls it right off. So I'm gonna try to get this last ply pulled off. And a lot of napkins, like if you get them at Dollar Tree, they're only 1 ply or 2 ply, but some of them, like the better napkins, like at Hobby Lobby, are gonna be 3 ply. I think these came from Hobby Lobby. Anytime I'm out and I see cute napkins, I get them. And another good place to get cute napkins is at Home Goods. And do y'all know, I've only been in Home Goods 1 time in my entire life. Isn't that crazy? Me and my mom went in there a few weeks ago. Or maybe longer. It's the first time I'd ever been in a Home Goods store. All right, so now we just have the 1 ply, which is what you want. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut a smaller section to work with. This is a really pretty napkin. I love the colors and everything about it. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna get some Mod Podge. And I think that I'm gonna try on these. When I go over the top of them, I'm gonna use this gloss finish Mod Podge. I've not used it before, so I wanna try and see what that does. But for the underneath part, I'm gonna use this just regular Mod Podge. This is just the regular gloss Mod Podge. I got this probably at, I don't know if it was Joann's or Michael's or Walmart, I'm not sure what. Now I also have a piece of saran wrap, and I'm going to use the saran wrap to smooth out the wrinkles. So I'm just going to sit that there. We're going to get my little handy dandy egg carton, because we have plenty of those, so I like to reuse these. And I'm just going to pour my Mod Podge in one of those pockets. That's what I use for paint and stuff. So I'm just going to pour a little bit of that in there. And I'm going to try using a sponge brush applicator instead of a paintbrush, just to see if it does better with the lines, because I don't like to see brush stroke lines on my earrings. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to put the Mod Podge on the earring. And if you get this on your hands, it washes right off. It's okay if you get it on you. So I'm just putting this over the piece of wood. And then I'm going to carefully put this napkin where I want it, over top of the earring. Put that down, and then I'm going to use this saran wrap to smooth it out, because that helps with wrinkles, and you're not touching it, so you're not getting any of the Mod Podge on your top of your design, because sometimes you can get fingerprints. I hate that. So I'm using this to do that. And then I'm going to go ahead and tear this apart. It should pull right off. Well, I pulled too much. Of course I did. But that's all right. I'm going to redo it. Okay, so I pulled too much off. So we're going to redo this one because I don't like that. I'll be more careful with the next one. I'll cut it and then let it dry some, because you can use some sandpaper to file off the edges. So we're just going to do another one. And I'm going to try not to mess this one up. But that's what happens when you're doing a live. You mess things up. But it's all right. Everybody's human. So I'm going to lay this down carefully. Then we're going to use the saran wrap to go over it. And I'm just smoothing it out. So it helps with wrinkles. When you use the saran wrap, it does make a big difference. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut around it instead of ripping it like I did a while ago, and let it dry some. And then I will go ahead and sand the rest of it off of there. But I'm going to carefully let this dry like this, and then we'll come back. And I'm going to use my little Cricut weeding tool to poke through the hole on the earring. All right, so I'm going to set this to the side, let that dry some. Then we're going to do the next one. These are going to be so cute. Actually, I'm going to go over both of these and let them be drying on the top. All right, so now I'm going to put this on here. I'm going to go over it with the saran wrap, get the wrinkles out. I don't know what it is about the saran wrap working to get those bubbles out, but it does work. It's amazing. Okay, so now we have that. And now what I want to do, let's see if I can do both of these on here. Yes, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and do these. And then I'm going to put the super gloss on there and see what that does. Hopefully that's going to work out pretty good. I've not used it before. I really want it to be shiny, And I'm gonna try to see if that works instead of the resin, just another way to do things. So I'm just putting the Mod Podge over it. And if you get any on the backs like I did, go ahead and wipe that off so it doesn't like stick to your parchment paper. Okay, so there's that one. So now I'm gonna push that down, go over this with the saran wrap. Okay, and now I want to get that center out. And I just ripped that one too. This maybe could be the back side. I don't know. But I have wrinkled that paper. All right, we're going to ditch this one too. Okay, all right, before I get too carried away, let's go ahead and put some of this gloss on top of this. And then let that dry. Let me shake this up some more. These are just so much fun, and you can do the scrapbook paper the same way as the napkins. The scrapbook paper is a little bit easier because it doesn't tear as much as a napkin, because the napkins they can tear pretty easy. And I'm just going to use what's in this lid, and hopefully that's gonna go okay. So I'm just lightly going over it because I really don't want to tear it. And I usually, yikes, that was not good. I usually use a I just completely forgot. Oh, I usually use a paintbrush, but I'm trying not to have the brush strokes. So I'm just gonna see what that will come out like. Hopefully it's gonna be pretty. So it's good if you have something to hold it and not drop it like I did. Okay, so now we're just I'm just lightly going over it, and it's kind of like, I don't know. I may have to use a brush for this. Maybe it's tearing it. I don't know. So there's that one. So we'll see. I'm going to set that to the side and let that dry without making a big mess. And I'm going to set this over there. Okay. Now let's do, okay, that's all the napkin I had on that one. So I'm going to do this one, and then when I do the gloss, I'm going to use a brush and see if that makes a difference. So let's do another one with the same napkin as before and see how that turns out. Hopefully it's going to turn out pretty good, hopefully. So let's do this one, since we already have one like that. All right, so I'm just lightly going around. And I want to make sure that I get the edges wiped off if there's any on the edge. All right, so that's what I have so far. Just the Mod Podge on there. Now I'm going to put the napkin over it. And I'm going to try for the more orange. get our saran wrap and go over that. All right, now let me cut around it. Carefully, try not to tear it. And then we're gonna do this one. Then we'll go over them with the gloss and see if it makes a difference. That is looking awful shiny, but it looks kind of funny. It doesn't look smooth. So I'm not crazy about that. So we'll see. Maybe I should have just used the regular Mod Podge, what I'm using on the underneath. But that's all right. That's what we do to come up with different things. We test and try and do all kinds of things. All right, so there's that one. Let's go with the orange on that one as well. And we use the saran wrap again to get the wrinkles out. All right, so far so good, you guys. As long as I don't tear it like I did the other one. But this, you can Mod Podge on anything, really. I mean, there's so many different things you can do with Mod Podge, it's crazy. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this one and hold it with my little tool, and we're gonna use this brush. Well, let me pour some. Let me pour some in here, maybe that will help. Because it looked a little, it's awful thick, so I don't know if it's just too thick to use, but we're gonna try it. Okay, so let's try it and see what happens, you guys. All right, so this is what I'm doing. I'm gonna just brush it on really lightly. And it might be so thick that it's, hopefully it's not gonna tear my napkin. I don't know if I like this. I'm not crazy about it, y'all. It kind of looks almost clumpy looking. I don't know. I think on the scrapbook paper, I'll probably resin those. But maybe this will look better once it dries, so we'll wait and see before I judge it. And I'm not even gonna trim around the edges or anything until it's dry because I don't want to tear the napkin. And I'm trying to do this really lightly so it doesn't tear because it is kind of thick. I'm not real sure if I like it though. Because you can see, I don't know, maybe it's just me. Or maybe it's just so shiny it's showing every little thing. All right, so I'm just gonna let that dry. Just like that. And then we'll sit this back there and let these dry. And then we'll come back to them once they dry some. Now, let's make a squirrel earring. Oh my goodness, you guys. So what you do when you use scrapbook paper is, or what I like to do is I like to try and cut around. I find the squirrel that I want to use, or the where you want your pattern, and I'm just going to cut around it while it's on the paper. So I just lined it up over one of the squirrels, and I'm just going to cut around it. And I hope that, well, I think I have another page in case I get into that one, because I'm trying to use that squirrel next because it's the only other one that looks like this one, because I want them to match. Okay, so this is what I have so far. All right, so I'm going to trim it up as much as I can. But then once you, if I'm going to resin over top of scrapbook paper, then you don't need to put the Mod Podge over the top of it. So what I will do is use sandpaper after it dries from the Mod Podge. All right, so there we have that one. And then I'll Mod Podge that little squirrel on there. So we're going to cut this one out. Now all I'm doing is just trying to go around it as close as I can. And then we'll do the same thing like with the napkin. We'll put Mod Podge on it, then we'll put the scrapbook paper. But there's where, if you're going to resin over it, you need to be careful not get your fingerprints on it, because that resin will show everything. And believe me, I have had fingerprints on there before. So there's the other one. So it doesn't matter if it's not perfect. We'll go back and sand those edges when it dries from the Mod Podge. When that dries. These are going to be so cute. And like I mentioned to you, I don't know if you guys saw my live yesterday or not, but I was talking about, you know, my dog and the decisions that had to be made and all that stuff. And I follow this one lady on Facebook that she does crafts, and she also does Christ in crafting. And it's like a Bible study sort of. And it was like I was meant to see it that day, because, man, it hit home with me. And it was like, I saw that for a reason. And so I was like, I need to share this with y'all, because you don't know when someone needs to see that, who's going through a tough time, or you never know when something that you do might help somebody. And she really helped me, and so if I could do that for somebody else, I think that would be amazing. And what she was talking about was prayer, and she quoted a couple Bible verses. One of them was Philippians 4 verse 6. Sorry, I hear my guinea babies out there. It's Philippians 4 verse 6, and it says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God." Y'all, you don't know how much I needed that last week. It was like she was talking straight to me when she was talking about that. And it just, prayer helps. And it really helped me a lot. And if I can pray for somebody, I would love to do that. If you guys need someone to pray for you, I would love to do that for you. But that is just something that I needed to hear. And I'm also going to tell you something else that she talked about as soon as I get that in there. Okay, so we have that on there. But the other Bible verse she was talking about was Matthew 6. And it talks about, the way she explained it was just go somewhere private and just have a conversation with God. And I never really thought about what she was saying like that before. Just to go have a conversation, tell God, you know, what's on your heart and on your mind. And He's going to be there for you no matter what, because He's an amazing, amazing God. And Matthew 6 says, "But when you pray, go into your room, close the door, and pray to your Father who is unseen. Then your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you. This then is how you should pray. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And lead us lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. Give us today our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also have forgiven our debtors. But seek first his kingdom and its righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. You guys, I mean, it's just so true. If you have something on your heart, go talk to God in a private room, just you and him, and he's going to be there for you. I mean, there is no way in this world that I could have got through last week without God. I'm just going to tell y'all that right now. He's amazing, and he's always there for us. So if I hope that would help someone like she helped me. So that's why I wanted to talk about it. I think it's just something I needed to hear at that right time. So if any of you need it, I hope that it helps you, because she sure helped me a lot. So that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. But okay, so here are the squirrel earrings. Now the edges are a little bit rough. I'm going to go back over them and sand them down. And what we can do is on the backs of these, we can put this design on the back. And that would be so cute, I think. So that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to cut this out, and we're going to put that design on the back, and then I'll most likely resin these. And when I do that, I will post pictures on the page of what these look like. And if you were on last night or yesterday where we did the pumpkin, I was not happy with the way that pumpkin looked. So I touched it up a little bit. I went back over it with some more orange, and I want to show you that too. Okay, and I always like to finish the earrings. I like the back and the front finished. So this is what the back is going to look like. Or you can reverse them and wear them like this. I know my light does funny things, but that's what the back looks like. All right, so now let's do this one. And you want to make sure that if it's a pattern like that, you want to make sure it's going in the same direction on both earrings, or it's going to look funny. All right. Next, we're going to do some pumpkin earrings, and then we will go back and look at the napkins, and I hope they turn out. I know it's probably going to take a little bit longer for them to dry, but we can at least check them out and see. And then what I do is I do the jump rings, and then I use these hooks. These are nickel free because I do sell my earrings. I like these to be nickel free or stainless steel, just so they don't irritate people's ears. So these are some of the hooks. I do have gold and other shades, not just silver. Okay, so now we're going to do the Mod Podge on the back side. And it doesn't take a lot of Mod Podge at all. And on these, like I said, if you're going to resin them, it doesn't matter if you have brush strokes on the underneath side. That part doesn't really matter. But I do like to smooth out the edges. I don't want a lot of Mod Podge like being on the edge, because it'll be rough, even though we can sand that down. All right, so now let's put this on. And I mean, you could put this on and then cut around it. I'm kind of doing it backwards a little bit. But you could put the paper on, Mod Podge it, and then cut around it. That might be easier, but this is just how I've been doing it. And then if you have any Mod Podge on the edges, you can just wipe it off. Okay, so there's that one. Both sides. And y'all, this is so easy to do. I'm going to be doing a live here soon, maybe this coming weekend. I'm not sure. I got to see what's going on. But with my niece, Nevaeh, we're going to be doing trunk or treat at church. And we're going to decorate our car. And so she wants to do some ghosts. So we're going to be doing a live making some ghosts. So I hope that you guys can tune in for that. But I'll be posting when we get ready to do that. And this is another way push out any excess Mod Podge that you have on there that you can squeeze out without getting, and I got Mod Podge on this front, so I don't know what that's going to look like. We will have to see. If you get Mod Podge on the front, I probably should have just waited, because if you get it on the front, it's going to show up when you resin it. And hopefully it's, if it is, we can redo it, because I have some more squirrels. So there's the squirrel earrings, and these are looking rough because I haven't sanded the edges yet, but we will sand them and then we'll resin them. So I'm going to put these over here with those to dry, and then we'll do some pumpkins, and then we'll be done. So, oh, we could do this. Let's do this on these. And so let's try something. Let me just try cutting this out, putting it on there, and then letting it dry, and then cut around it. That might be the better way. So I'm going to cut. So I'm going to go ahead and just put this whole piece on here and Mod Podge it on, and then we will cut it down after it dries. Let's see how that works out. That might work better. But anyway, you guys let me know what you think about this. Are you going to try making some earrings? I would love to see your projects if you do. All right, so I'm going to put it just like that. This might be easier. I always do things the hard way at the first time. All right, so I'm just smoothing it out with the saran wrap. And that does work. I mean, it smooths out those wrinkles and bubbles. Okay, so I just have that on here just like that. I'm going to leave it. I'm not even going to do anything else with it. I'm going to cut out. All right, I'm going to glue this one on like that. I was making sure I have my patterns going in the same direction. It's getting dark again. It looks like it's going to rain. All right, so, and you also can go around the edge of these earrings with a paint marker and color the edges if you want. I've done both. I kind of like leaving them the way they are. I don't know, I just hadn't had a whole lot of luck with using the paint markers around the edge, but I may go at it again and try. Okay, so there is that. All right, I'm going to set these over to the side and let these dry. You can see how quick that is. And then once it dries, then I'll do the other side, because I don't want to get any Mod Podge on the front, if I can help it. All right, let's do these cute pumpkins. Okay, so let's do these. So we're going to do this shape. I'm going to do the same way. I'm going to cut out a piece. We're going to do it the same exact way. It seems like it's a lot quicker that way. These are going to be super cute. And you guys, I'm going to be at the Resurrection Church of Christ in Smith Mountain Lake, October 15th. They're having a craft event, so I'll be set up there. You guys come and see me. That's always a lot of fun. The ladies there are so nice. So I'll have my wreaths, I'll have my door hangers, I'll have earrings, I'll have t-shirts. I'm going to be making some shirts, screen print myself this week. I have some new designs that are faith-based that I'm going to be posting, so you guys check those out. I use my Icon Art stencil kit to make the stencils, and they're like reusable mesh stencils, and it's like screen printing, and I use the Speedball ink. I also use Magnolia Design ink, the Speedball ink. I have only tried it once, and I loved it. I think it's great. You can get that at Michael's. So I'm going to be making some shirts to take to that event also. All right, so there we have this one, and it's just Mod Podged on there. So I'm just gonna let it sit. I'm not gonna do anything else to it because I don't want to get anything on the front of that to mess that up. I have done that, and the resin really shows it. Now I may put just Mod Podge over it. You know what? I think I'm gonna try and see what that the glossy finish Mod Podge does on one of these. I'll have to see what it does on the scrapbook paper. How about that? I'll get one that we just did and cut around it and see what that does. Let me know what you guys think of this. These are some of my most favorite things to do. So there's this one, and I'm gonna sit this over here and let it dry. Now, okay, let's start with these. These still look, I don't know if they're wet. Yeah, that's wet. So I'm not really crazy about that, about this super gloss on the napkins. I'm just gonna be totally honest. I don't like that. So what I'm gonna do is do a couple more of those, and then we will be done, because those need to dry. And I usually like to let them dry overnight because so they don't get messed up. So here's what I'm gonna do with this. I'm gonna cut out a small piece with this napkin, and we're going to get a couple of these. And I'm just gonna do the regular Mod Podge and see if that doesn't look better, because that gloss on these napkins, I did not like it. I'll be quite honest with you. All right, so I'm gonna do one there and one there, so they're sort of the same. And I'm just gonna go around and get any excess off the edge. Okay. So I'm gonna put this napkin down. Go over it with this saran wrap. All right, then I'm going to cut around it. All right, so that's what we have on this one. And do the same thing for this one. All right. So I just lay it down and then I go over it with the saran wrap. I think it's got a wrinkle in it. No, it's just the saran wrap. That's good, good, good. All right, so let's see what this looks like. Is it really 6:30? Oh my goodness. Where does the weekend time go? Okay. Let me cut around this one, and then we will be done, girls and guys. So there is this one. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead real quick and go over this with the regular Mod Podge, and I'm gonna try to go over it just as lightly as possible so I don't tear the napkin. And the Mod Podge goes on white, but it dries clear. Okay, so there is that. And I'm just gonna leave that to dry. Now let's do this one. And I will definitely post pictures once these dry and I get them all finished, because I'm loving this napkin and how it looks. But you can decoupage on any surface, basically. You can even decoupage on fabric. Okay, so there are those. And now I'm not even going to try to tear those loose right now because I don't want to tear them like I did the other ones. So that's the earrings that we did today. Let's check these out real quick and see how these look. So check out the ink. So I'll still need to do the back. Also, I'm probably going to be doing a live using the torch paste again on these because it is so cute and cool how the torch paste, you can do the leopard print. I don't think I have any of those in here. Oh yeah, I did. This was actually Cricut infusible ink that we did, and I just put it in the heat press, and that worked out really cool. So that's all I had for you guys today. I'm still going to let these dry, but I really love how the alcohol ink turned out. I think these look really fall looking, and I'll do the backs and then I'll put resin on them. I'm probably going to go live when I pour the resin on these because I want you to see how it's done. It's so fun. The only thing is bubbles in the resin. That drives me insane. I can't stand bubbles. So I have found different things to do to try to get rid of the bubbles. I know room temperature is one. I heat the resin. I also use a lighter to get the bubbles out. So we're going to do all that together really soon because I need to make some fall earrings for my show coming up. So I'm super excited about that. Let me show you what I did with this. I went back over it with some more orange because I just didn't like the way it looked. So that is what we did yesterday. So I'll be posting this in the group or on the page as well. So if you try any of this, let me know. Post your pictures. I would love to see it. Go post those in Jill's Creative Side. That's a private Facebook group. Go join that and post your crafts over there. So you guys, I hope y'all have a great week. I hope you have a blessed week. I hope it's good for everyone. The sun is going to be out. I think the weather is going to be really nice. So, and if you have something on your mind and you want me to pray about it for you, let me know. I would be more than happy to do that. Prayer is powerful, you guys. It really will help you get through tough situations. God is amazing, and He is a wonderful God, and I give it all to Him. So you guys have a great rest of your day. Have a great week, and I will talk to you guys soon. Take care.